What up?
Hi.
Okay. Alright, looks retarded.
1, 2.
Get the double chin.
Got it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, tweet the link. It's like hot, like I'm sweating.
It's so hot in here.
Mhm.
So hot in here. Should do it outside. The AC is starting to come on now.
Hold on. See if it worked. Did my Twitter link work? Of The Fault in Our Stars by John Green.
A lot of people are asking if you're okay.
I am fine. Just really sweaty. I haven't even ran to the bathroom in a while. And I haven't thrown up in like since I threw up by the elevator.
Alright.
Alright. Are you guys ready for chapter 2? Or not? Look at this. Look at this. I got oh my gosh.
Bay or not.
Or not. Bitch what? Bitch what? Love me though. LMAO. Ayy.
It's actually pretty tight.
Yeah. You have a Kanye West one.
Chicken.
And a llama. I'm guessing it's Miley.
I like Kanye. That's a pretty
Yeah,
good
it's
one.
pretty dope. Alright guys, are you ready to start the book club? I want to make sure everyone's here. And if this is your first time here, this is like my book club because I need to get better. Well, I need to read more books and I need to get better at pronouncing things and up my vocab. So we are reading The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Yes, I am probably sweating because it's hot in my room and I'm sick. So, chapter dose. Do you remember what happened in chapter 1?
Bits and parts.
She's going to Augustus's house. She made that decision. Okay. So are you guys ready? To start.
Bitch, what?
It's hot. Alright, ready guys? Alright, is everyone on chapter 2? Right here. Okay. That's weird. I can see my shoulder. It's stalling. Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
Alright, everyone, go grab your book. The thing is skipping.
Would you like me to fan you?
No.
Okay.
You feed me grapes? I'm not allowed to eat grapes. I haven't ate anything. I've been drinking this all day. And I'm almost done. Dang it, it's freezing. Alright, hold on, guys. I'm ready, even though I read ahead. Okay. Thank you for saying feel better. This is Yosh. He lives with me. He, like, watches over us and stuff like that. He's gonna help me correct certain words, or, like, pronounce certain words that I don't know how to pronounce. And you should have got your own book.
I don't know. This next week I will get my own book.
Happy birthday. Is it Anna? Okay. Are you guys ready? Oh, tweet out hashtag Cam's Book Club too, just in case like other people I'll go retweet you guys. I'm gonna retweet a couple people, and I'll follow you if I don't follow you. So tweet hashtag Cam's Book Club. just in case like anyone didn't see or something like that I'm starting. Okay, get your books ready to chapter 2. Thank you, Bianca. Okay. All right, you guys ready? Okay. Yes, I'm feeling okay. I felt horrible earlier, but let's start reading. Is the connection better now, guys? Say yes or no. Is the connection better? No. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, I'm gonna start. Ready, guys? I'm taking a shower today. All right, ready? All right. Augustus Waters drove horrifically. Whether stopping or starting, everything happened with a tremendous jolt. I flew against the seatbelt of his Toyota SUV each time he braked, and my neck snapped backward each time he hit the gas. I might have been nervous. What with sitting in the car of a strange boy on the way to his house. Keenly aware? Is that right?
Keenly.
Oh, keenly aware that my cramped lungs complicate efforts to fend off unwanted advances, but his driving was so astonishingly poor that I could think of nothing else. We'd gone perhaps a mile in jagged silence before Augustus said, "I failed the driving test 3 times." You don't say. He laughed, nodding. Well, I can't feel pressure in old prosty. How do you say that?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I can't feel pressure in old prosty, and I can't get the hang of driving left-footed.
Oh, he's talking about his prosthetic
shoot.
leg or something like that.
Prosty, prosthetic leg. I get it. You sweat. Okay, dude, it's freaking hot in here.
So hot. Do you know that on my first road test, I hit a dog and I failed? I swear.
I passed mine. I got like 14 wrong, and you're only allowed 15. I think.
Pass.
Not bad. Where was I? My doctors say most amputees can drive with no problem, but yeah, not me. Anyway, I go in for my 4th driving test, and it goes about like this is going. A half mile in front of us, a light turned red. Augustus slammed on the brakes, tossing me into the triangular embrace of the seatbelt. Sorry, I swear to God I'm trying to be gentle, right? So anyway, at the end of the test, I totally thought I'd fail again, but the instructor was like, "Your driving is unpleasant, but it isn't technically unsafe." I'm not sure I agree, I said. I suspect cancer perk. Cancer perks are the little things cancer kids get that regular kids don't. Basketballs signed by sports heroes, free passes on late homework, unearned driver's license, etc. Yeah, he said. The light turned green. I braced myself. Augustus slammed the gas. You know they've got hand controls for people who can't use their legs, I pointed out. Yeah, he said. Maybe someday, he sighed. Maybe someday. He sighed in a way that made me wonder whether he was confident about the existence of someday. I knew osteosarcoma was highly curable, but still. There are a number of ways to establish someone's approximate survival expectations without actually asking. I use the classic, "So, are you in school?" Generally, your parents pull you out of school at some point. They expect you to bite it. Yeah, he said. I'm at North Central, a year behind though. I'm a sophomore. You? I considered lying. No one likes a corpse, after all. But in the end, I told the truth. No, my parents withdrew me 3 years ago. 3 years, he asked, astonished. I told Augustus a broad outline of my miracle, diagnosed with stage 4? Is that stage 4? Yeah, stage 4 thyroid cancer when I was 13. I didn't tell him that the diagnosis came 3 months after I got my first period. Congratulations, you're a woman. Now die! It's hot, like I'm sweating.
Let me close the door. Maybe that will help.
All right. It was. We were told incurable. I had a surgery called radical neck dissection, which is about as pleasant as it sounds. Then radiation. Then they tried some chemo for my lung tumors. The tumors shrank, then grew. By then I was 14. My lungs started to fill up with water. I was looking pretty dead. My hands and feet ballooned. My skin cracked. My lips were perpetually. My lips were perpetually blue. They've got this drug that makes you not feel so completely terrified about the fact that you can't breathe. And I had a lot of it flowing into me through a PICC line. PIC line, whatever. PICC. And more than a dozen other drugs besides. But even so, there's a certain unpleasantness to drowning, particularly when it occurs over the course of several months. I finally ended up in the ICU with pneumonia. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom knelt by the side of my bed and said, "Are you ready, sweetie?" By the way, we're at the top of page 25. Why are you not my English teacher? Because I can barely read. I'm trying to get better at reading, which is why I mess up words. Cam, I got my pet turtle. Congratulations. That's dope. You get a pet turtle?
Turtles are cool.
I love you, Brittany. And, okay. And I told her I was ready. And my dad just kept telling me he loved me in this voice that was not breaking so much as already broken. And I kept telling him that I loved him too. I loved him too. And everyone was holding hands, and I couldn't catch my breath. And my lungs were acting desperate, gasping, pulling me out of the bed, trying to find a position that could get them air. And I was embarrassed by their desperation, disgusted that they wouldn't just let go. And I remembered my mom telling me it was okay, that I was okay, that I would be okay. And my father was trying so hard not to sob that when he did, which was regularly, it was an earthquake. And I remember wanting not to be awake. Everyone figured I was finished, but my cancer doctor, Maria, managed to get some of the fluid out of my lungs, and shortly thereafter the antibiotics they'd given me for the pneumonia kicked in. I woke up and soon got into one of those experimental trials that are famous in the Republic of Pennsylvania for not working. The drug was Falanixor? I don't know how to say that.
Falanixor.
Does anyone know how to pronounce that? Falanixor?
Yeah, I don't know. Falanxifor. Falanxifor, maybe?
You look good even though you're sick. Thank you. I love you, Ava. Why does that dude with him? This is Yosh, and he's helping me pronounce words. He lives with me. And he's taking care of me now that I'm sick. So that's why he's here. And he's the boss. Okay. I woke up and soon got into one of those experimental trials that are famous in the Republic of Pennsylvania for not working. The drug was Falanixor. Falanixor. I think. I don't know how, but we'll skip it. This molecule designed to attach itself to cancer cells and slow their growth. It didn't work in about 70% of people, but it worked in me. The tumors shrank, and they stayed shrunk. Huzzah Palanexor. I don't know why they would put that word in there. I don't know how to say it. In the past 18 months, my Mets have hardly grown, leaving me with lungs that suck at being lungs but could conceivably struggle along indefinitely with the assistance of drizzled oxygen and daily Falanexor. Admittedly, my cancer miracle had only resulted in a bit of purchase time. I did not yet know the size of the bit, but when telling Augustus Waters, I painted the rosiest possible picture, embellishing the miraculousness of the miracle. So now you've got to go back to school, he said. I actually can't, I explained, because I already got my GED. So I'm taking classes at MCC, which is our community college. A college girl, he said, nodding. That explains the aura, right?
Or
The aura. That explains the aura of sophistication. He smirked at me. I shoved his upper arm playfully. I could feel the muscle right beneath the skin, all tense and amazing. We made a wheels screeching turn into a subdivision with 8 foot. Oh crap. Hold on, guys. The screen went black. Oh. The book we're on is The Fault in Our Stars, and we're on page 26 at the last paragraph. Okay. Ready? I love you, Maddie. Can you still see me now with this? We jerked to a halt in his driveway. I followed him inside. A wooden plaque in the entryway was engraved in cursive with the words, "Home is where the heart is," and the entire house turned out to be festooned in such observations. Good friends are hard to find and impossible to forget. Read an illustration above the coat rack. True love is born from hard times, promised a needlepoint pillow in their antique furnished living room. Augustus saw me reading. My parents called them encouragements, he explained. They're everywhere. His mom and dad called him Gus. They were making enchiladas in the kitchen. Ooh, chicken enchiladas are the best. A piece of stained glass by the sink read in bubbly letters, "Family is forever." His mom was putting chicken into tortillas, which his dad then rolled up and placed in a glass pan. They didn't seem too surprised by my arrival, which made sense. The fact that Augustus made me feel special did not necessarily indicate that I was special. Maybe he brought home a different girl every night to show her movies and fill her up. "This is Hazel Grace," he said, by way of introduction. "Just Hazel," I said. "How's it going, Hazel?" asked Gus's dad. He was tall, almost as tall as Gus, and skinny in a way that parentally aged people usually aren't. "Okay," I said. "How was Isaac's support group?" "It was incredible," Gus said. "You're such a Debbie Downer," his mom said. "Hazel, do you enjoy it?" I paused a second, trying to figure out if my response should be calibrated to please Augustus or his parents. "Most of the people are really nice," I finally said. That's exactly what we found with families at Memorial. 28, page 28. Memorial. When we were in the thick of it with Gus's treatment, his dad said. "Everybody was so kind, strong too. In the darkest days, the Lord puts the best people into your life. Quick, give me a throw pillow and some thread because that needs to be an encouragement," Augustus said, and his dad looked a little annoyed. But then Gus wrapped his long arm around his dad's neck and said, "I'm just kidding, Dad. I like the freaking encouragements. I really do. I just can't admit it because I'm a teenager." His dad rolled his eyes. "You're joining us for dinner, I hope?" asked his mom. She was small and brunette and vaguely mousy. "I guess," I said. "I have to be home by 10. Also, I don't, eat meat." "No problem. We'll vegetarianize some," she said. "Animals are just too cute," Gus asked. "Animals are just too cute," Gus asked. "I want to minimize the number of deaths I am responsible for," I said. Gus opened his mouth to respond, but then stopped himself. His mom filled the silence. "Well, I think that's wonderful." They talked to me for a bit about how the enchiladas were famous waters enchiladas and not to be missed, and about how Gus's curfew was also 10, and how they were inherently distrustful of anyone who gave their kids curfews other than 10. And I was in school. "She's a college student," Augustus interjected, and how the weather was truly and absolutely absolutely extraordinary for March, and how in spring all things are new. And they didn't even once ask me about the oxygen or my diagnosis, which was weird and wonderful. And then Augustus said, "Hazel and I are going to watch V for Vendetta, so she can see her filmic doppelganger." Is it?
Yeah.
Doppelganger.
A doppelganger is someone who looks like exactly like you.
Oh. We are on the top of page 29. I love you, Jenna. Are you guys following? Okay. So she can see her filmic doppelganger. Mid-2000s Natalie Portman. "Just Hazel," I said. So show just Hazel the living room. But I wanted to show Hazel Grace the basement, Augustus said. Just Hazel, I said. So show just Hazel the basement, said his dad, and then come upstairs and watch him move in the living room. Augustus puffed out his cheeks, balanced on his legs, and twisted his hips, throwing the prosthetic forward. Fine, he mumbled. I followed him down carpet stairs to a huge basement bedroom. A shelf at my eye level reached all the way around the room, and it was stuffed solid with basketball memorabilia. Dozens of trophies with gold, plastic men, mid-jump shot, or dribbling or reaching for a layup toward an unseen basket. There were also lots of signed balls and sneakers. I used to play basketball, he explained. You must have been pretty good. I wasn't bad, but all the shoes and balls are cancer perks. He walked toward the TV, where a huge pile of DVDs and video games were arranged in a vague pyramid shape. He bent at the waist and snapped up V for Vendetta. I was like the prototypical white, what does that say? Hoosier. I was a prototypical white Hoosier kid, he said. I was all about resurrecting the lost art of the mid-range jumper. But then one day I was shooting free throws, just standing at the foul line at North Central Gym shooting from a rack of balls. All at once, I couldn't figure out why I was methodically tossing a spherical object through a toroidal, is it?
Toroidal, maybe?
Toroidal object. It seemed like the stupidest thing I could possibly be doing. I started thinking about the little kids putting a cylindrical peg through a circular hole, and how they do it over and over again for months when they figure it out, and how basketball was basically just a slightly more aerobatic version of the same exercise. Anyway, aerobic. And how basketball was just a slightly more aerobic version of that same exercise. Anyway, for the longest time, I just kept sinking free throws. I hit 80 in a row when we played
I think you did hit
that basketball game. We played like an arcade game. You know those arcade basketball games? And I killed it. I got like 400 points, something like that.
Yeah.
But as I kept going, I felt more and more like a 2-year-old. And then for some reason, I started to think about my hurdlers. Are you okay? We're at the top of page 31, guys. The Fault in Our Stars. Yes, this is Yosh. He's a boss. He's helping me while I'm sick, and he's helping me pronounce words. But, bye, Rachel. You have to go. Wait, what was that? Love you, Jess. Fish Sweat, Daniel A. Great. You guys ready to continue? Cool. I'd taken a seat on the corner of his unmade bed. I wasn't trying to be suggestive or anything. I just got kind of tired when I had to stand a lot. I'd stood in the living room, and then there had been the stairs, and then more standing, which was quite a lot of standing for me, and I didn't want to faint or anything. I was a bit of a Victorian lady, fainting-wise. I'm fine, I said, just listening. Hurdlers? Yeah, hurdlers. I don't know why. I started thinking about them running their hurdle races and jumping over these totally arbitrary objects that had been set in their path. And I wondered if hurdlers ever thought, this would go faster if we just got rid of the hurdles. This was before your diagnosis, I asked? Right. What's up? Yeah. You can bring Matt. Come say hi.
Hey. You doing your book club?
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh, snap. What's up, everybody? How you doing? How camera reading going? How you doing, buddy? What book are you reading?
Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, I got up to like chapter 2 and I kind of forgot about it.
Maybe you should
Good,
join
though.
the book club.
I know. So yeah, I actually do like it. So
You want to sit next one?
Yeah, sure. What chapter you on?
Hold on. You all three of us. Okay, so now we're all going to it's like
Why don't you get that live stream thingy? That huge thingy.
not yet.
Oh, this is so nice.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Right. Are you gonna read or not?
Oh, I'll read it. Okay, I'm ready. No.
Okay.
This.
We're in the middle of page 31. This is
That's
Matt
a picture,
Espinoza, if
guys.
you don't know him, and he wants to join the book club.
Should we let him?
Should we let him join the book
Should we
club?
let him join the book club?
Okay. Right. This was before your diagnosis, I asked. Right. Well, there was that too. He smiled with half his mouth. The day of existence fraught free throws was coincidentally also my last days of dual legendness. I had a weekend between when they scheduled the amputation and when it happened. My own little glimpse of what Isaac is going through. I nodded. I liked Augustus Waters. I really, really, really liked him. I liked the way his story ended with someone else. I liked his voice. I liked that he took existently fraught free throws. I liked that he was a tenured. How do you say it?
Tenured.
I said tenured. Tenured professor in the Department of Slightly Crooked Smiles with a dual appointment in the Department of having a voice that made my skin feel more like skin. And I liked that he had 2 names. Was I read? Read this paragraph?
Sure. I've always liked people with 2 names because you get to make up your mind with what you call them, Gus or Augustus. Me, I was just like Hazel, unavailable Hazel. Do you have siblings? I asked. Huh? He answered, seeming a little distracted. You said that thing about watching kids play. Oh, yeah, no. I have nephews. From my half-sisters, but they're older. They're like, Dad, and how old are Julie and Martha? 28. They're like 28. They live in Chicago. They are both married to fancy lawyer dudes, or banker dudes. I can't remember. You have siblings?
I shook my head no. So what's your story, he asked, sitting down next to me at a safe distance. I already told you my story. I was diagnosed when... No, not your cancer story. Your story. Interests, hobbies, passions, weird fetishes, etc. I said, don't tell me you're one of those people who becomes their disease. I know so many people like that. It's disheartening. Like cancer is in the growth business, right? The taking people over business, but surely you haven't let it succeed prematurely. It occurred to me that perhaps I had. I struggled with how to pitch myself to Augustus Waters, which enthusiasms to embrace, and in the silence that it followed, occurred to me that I wasn't very interesting. I'm pretty unextraordinary. I rejected that out of hand. Think of something you like. The first thing that comes to mind. Reading. What do you read? Everything. From like hideous romance to pretentious fiction to poetry. Whatever. Do you write poetry too? Ugh. Do you write poetry too? No, I don't write. There, Augustus almost shouted. Hazel Grace, you are the only teenager in America who prefers reading poetry to writing it. This tells me so much. You read a lot of capital G great books, don't you? I guess. What's your favorite? I said, my favorite book by my favorite, look, my,
What's up?
take a picture too. Isn't it hot, Marvin?
It's very
Is
hot.
it?
It's not that hot. I think it's not bad. I'm gonna get water really quickly. I'll be back in a second.
It is some cool shots of us.
My favorite book by a wide margin was An Imperial Affliction, but I didn't like to tell people about it. Sometimes you read a book and it fills you with this weird evangelical. Sometimes you read a book and it fills you with this weird evangelical. Is that it?
Evangelical.
Sometimes you read a book and it fills you with this evangelical zeal, and become convinced that the shattered world will never be put back together unless and until all living humans read the book. And then there are books like An Imperial Affliction, which you can't tell people about. Books so special and rare, and yours that advertise. Books so special and rare, and yours that advertise in your affection feels like a... It was just that the author Peter Van Houten seemed to understand me in a weird and impossible way. Understand me in a weird and impossible ways. An Imperial Affliction was my book. In the way, my body was my body, and my thoughts were my thoughts. Even so, I told Augustus, my favorite book is probably An Imperial Affliction. I said, does it feature zombies, he asked. No, I said. Stormtroopers? I shook my head. It's not that kind of book. He smiled. I am going to read this terrible book with a boring title that does not contain stormtroopers, he promised, and I immediately felt like I shouldn't have told him about it. Augustus spun around to a stack of books beneath his bedside table. He grabbed a paperback and a pen. As he scribbled an inscription onto the title page, he said, All I ask in exchange is that you read this brilliant and haunting novelization of my favorite video game. He held up the book, which was called The Prince of Dawn. I laughed and took it. Our hands kind of got muddled together in that book handoff, and then he was holding my hand. Cold, he said, pressing a finger to my pale wrist. Not cold so much as oxygenated. Not cold so much as under-oxygenated. That's such a weird word. Say it.
Under-oxygenated.
Oh, so the same. I said, I love it when you talk medical to me, he said. He stood and pulled me up with him. I did not let go of my hand until we reached the stairs. We watched the movie with several inches of couch between us. I did the totally middle schooly thing, wherein I put my hand on the couch about halfway between us to let him know that it was okay to hold it, but he didn't try. An hour into the movie, Augustus's parents came in and served us the enchiladas, which we ate on the couch, and they were pretty delicious. The movie was about this heroic guy in a mask who died heroically for Natalie Portman, who's pretty badass and very hot and does not have anything approaching my puffy steroid face. As the credits rolled, he said, "Pretty great, huh?" "Pretty great," I agreed. Although it wasn't really. It was kind of a boy movie. I don't know why boys expect us to like boy movies. We don't expect them to like girl movies. I should get home. Class in the morning, I said. I sat on the couch for a while as Augustus searched for his keys. His mom sat down next to me and said, "I just love this one, don't you?" I guess I had been looking toward the encouragement above the TV. A drawing of an angel with the caption, "Without pain, how could we know joy?" This is an old argument in the field of thinking about suffering, and its stupidity and lack of sophistication could be plumbed for centuries. But suffice it to say that the existence of broccoli does not in any way affect the taste of chocolate. Yes, I said. A lovely thought. I drove Augustus's car home, with Augustus riding the shotgun. He played me a couple songs he liked by a band called The Hectic Glow, and they were good songs. But because I didn't know them already, they weren't as good to me as they were to him. I kept glancing over at his leg, or the place where his leg had been, trying to imagine what the fake leg looked like. I didn't want to care about it, but I did a little. He probably cared about my oxygen. Illness repulses. I learned that a long time ago and suspected Augustus had too. As I pulled up outside of my house, Augustus clicked the radio off. The air thickened. He was probably thinking about kissing me, and I was definitely thinking about kissing him. Wondering if I wanted to.
It's so weird hearing you say that.
Wondering if I wanted to. I'd kiss boys, but it had been a while, pre-miracle.
Sound like Taylor.
I put the car in park and looked over at him. He really was beautiful. I know boys aren't supposed to be, but he was. "Hazel Grace," he said, with my name new and better in his voice. "It had been a real pleasure to make your acquaintance." "Ditto, Mr. Waters," I said. I felt shy looking at him. I could not match the intensity of his water blue eyes. "May I see you again?" he asked. There was an endearing nervousness in his voice. I smiled. "Sure." "Tomorrow?" he asked. "Patience, grasshopper," I canceled. "You don't want to see over Inger." "Right, that's why I said tomorrow," he said. "I want to see you again tonight, but I'm willing to wait all night and much of tomorrow." I rolled my eyes. "I'm serious," he said. "You don't even know me," I said. I grabbed the book from the center console. "How about I call you when I finish this?" "But you don't even have my phone number," he said. "I strongly suspect you wrote it in the book." He broke out in that goofy smile. "And you say we don't know each other."
Really few.
Chapter 3. My eyes hurt.
You feel better?
Kind of. So, chapter 3. Oh, shoot.
Just give him a little summary.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You're like, yeah, Hazel was like, you good at Xbox, and Gusta was like, yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
So, chapter 2, what did you guys think? What did you think?
Thought it was okay. A couple more things are starting to happen.
Yeah, I think maybe next 2 chapters, like, things will start to get, like, really interesting. Right now, it's kind of just, like, playing on. That's cool that they find out they like each other. And they got to hold hands for the first time.
Aw, so romantic.
I've never held a girl's hand, by the way, guys. Never.
I have.
You have?
Yeah, a
What
couple.
was it like?
It was great. Best day of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I dreamt about it last night, but I know it'll never happen.
Aw.
What do you think of it? You guys have any questions?
Oh, they want you to hold their hand.
Hold my hand.
Elena, hold his hand.
Look at my nails are kind of dirty. Ooh, this one's long. My nails are long. Yeah, Reed, I love your voice. What do you think about the book, Cam? I like the book. I just want to. I want to like read some more chapters right now, but I don't have time. Do you guys think it would be cool to like read one chapter by yourself, and then when we come back the next week, we'll read the next chapter? So like right now we're on chapter 3. So you guys read chapter 3 by yourself, and then next Tuesday. Next Tuesday we'll read chapter 4. Do you guys like that idea? Is that better? Oh, you're on chapter. No, don't do that. Yes. I haven't seen the movie. I want to see the movie though. Are you gonna read? I mean, I'm not just reading this book, guys. So if you're scared that I'm just gonna like finish the book quicker, I'm gonna pick another book, something that you guys want me to do. But yeah, I'm gonna go on Twitter right now. So tweet hashtag Cam's Book Club, and I'm gonna be tweeting you guys back and like asking your opinion on the book so far, what happened in chapter 2, and stuff like that. Oh, what you think I could do better in Cam's Book Club. I think I'm gonna be setting up like a sign up thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, can we read it on our own? Fuck, it goes too fast.
Let us know your thoughts.
I love you, Grace. Yeah, tweet hashtag Cam's Book Club and like tell me your thoughts. Read with passion. Yeah, read with passion.
It's all about having passion when you read.
I know it's read with passion. I mean, I'm sure I'll get like emotional like throughout the book, but right now there's nothing really going on. I don't know. I do read it in like a deadpan kind of way.
It's getting there. It has to develop.
Yeah, I'm like for acting classes. I'm like getting. Well, they want me to read more books so I can learn how to enunciate and properly. Oh, my hand in your face. Enunciate and properly pronounce words and stuff like that. I haven't read a book in like forever, but yeah, so I'm working on it. So maybe, hopefully, towards the end of the book, I will be reading with passion. For my YouTube video, I'm going to be uploading on Thursday because I got food poisoning today and there's like a bunch of things, but I think you guys are really going to like it. It's with Jerome Jar, and I think you guys will really, really like it. Any questions? Yeah, food poisoning does suck. Oh, so basically the way I got food poisoning, we went to the plane and they loaded us in the plane and we're about to take off, and then all of a sudden the weather like turns for the worst, and it freaking we're like on the runway like waiting to take off, and the weather just like turned. I don't know why. I mean, obviously I don't know why. It's Mother Nature, but we ended up sitting in the plane without taking off for 3.5 hours. and I ordered salmon previously, so I think that it was all night, and then I woke up. He got me a water bottle, which is cool. Out of that.
6 a.m.
Yeah, and then I fell back asleep. Woke up again at 8. Woke him up, and then we went to CVS to get some like Gatorades and water and stuff. And so basically, we're in the car and we're driving back home, and I'm like just feeling horrible. And I'm drinking Pedialyte, and I was red when I was drinking it. We park the car and we go to the elevator to go up to our house, and I like felt super sick. Like I was just like kneeling down, and I was like I didn't want to throw up because I hate throwing up, and I ended up throwing up like a gallon of this green liquid like out of my mouth and my nose, and it was just like
Explosion.
like it was just it really wasn't disgusting. I actually felt like relieved.
Should have gotten a video of that. That was like cool. It was
Yeah, it was a lot. And then we went up, and I was trying to hold it in the elevator. And we went up, and I ran to the trash can again, and I just threw up. I know you guys are saying ill, but people get sick, so that's a common thing to throw up and have diarrhea.
don't eat salmon
Yeah,
on planes if it's waiting for 4 hours.
people are saying ill. Oh, um, yeah. So I've actually been in bed all day today, which sucks because I was on the plane for 8 hours doing nothing. Then I come home and I'm here for how long?
16 hours.
Yeah, 16 more hours. Like, how crappy is that? So, that's that. I will go on Twitter right now. Thank you, Morgan, for saying feel better. I appreciate it. I love you, Bella. I love you, Raven. I love you, Samantha. I love you, Natalie. And I love all of you guys, but I'm going to go on Twitter. Here's a kiss to make you feel better. from
Daniela.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yep. So go on Twitter, do the hashtag Cam's Book Club, and I'm going to be answering you guys there. All right. Bye, guys. Love you. Say peace, yo.
Later, guys. Keep read chapter 3.
Yeah, read chapter 3.
Read chapter 3.
Read chapter 3, and then we'll read chapter 4 together next Tuesday. And I'm still going to call people tomorrow for an hour. All right. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.